Two brothers, Danny and Will Sharp, set out to make the biggest heist in LA history. They soon find themselves in a high-speed chase around Los Angeles in a hostage-filled ambulance. This is Ambulance. Ambulance is the latest film from Michael Bay. I didn't know saying his name would cause that. I understand hearing the name Michael Bay, especially after 5 Transformer movies, you might have the reaction of,
the horror, the horror, the horror.
But I don't think this movie's that bad. In fact, I kind of enjoyed it. I know, I am just as surprised that I said that as you are hearing me say that. Playing the film's two brothers, we have Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. So we have Mysterio and Black Manta in this movie. This is the Marvel DC villain crossover I didn't know we needed, but I'm kind of glad we got. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II has been in a lot of movies lately, and he's been pretty good in all of them, but I feel like he can be so much better, and I think he's a lot better in this movie, as he's just given a lot more to do and a lot more character depth. He has a lot of good emotion and heart put into the character, and makes you feel bad for this character who's doing admittedly kind of bad things. You're like, I kind of understand what you're doing, but like it's still not cool, and you feel bad for him, but you're like, yeah, you're kind of getting what you deserve, though. And it makes for a compelling character, in my opinion, to watch. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance, on the other hand, is insane, and it's so entertaining. His entire performance in this film has all of the energy as this one line in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Go fire all the drones now!
His performance was just so crazy, it made for a remarkably entertaining performance that I just could not get enough of throughout the film. Isa Gonzalez is one of the paramedic hostages that happens to be in the ambulance that the two brothers find themselves to take a joyride in. And I have to say, she's also great in the film, too. The focus she has as a paramedic was very well done, in my opinion. And she has her own character arc throughout the film. And I have to say, I was very surprised by how well done it was for a film like this. I really think the film could have been from her perspective and maybe even been better. Some of the scenes of her working inside the ambulance while shit's going down were really intense and engaging, and were honestly better than some of the action scenes in the movie. The camera work in this movie is surprisingly well done. Luckily, Michael Bay found an aspect ratio and kept it for once. There were a lot of cool camera movements throughout the action sequences that really made the action sequences feel more intense. There are also a lot of really cool drone shots in the movie where you're flying around LA. It really makes you feel like you're a helicopter watching this going down. It's really cool. Now, it's not to say the film's perfect with its camera work. There's a lot of more mundane scenes where it's just characters talking with one-on-one with each other, and it's constantly just spinning around them and then cutting and then spinning around, and it makes me want to throw up. Like, Michael Bay, I'm telling you, man, not every scene needs to be super exciting. In fact, it almost makes your other scenes seem less exciting in comparison because you're just doing the same thing through the entire movie. It's kind of overwhelming, dude. Something that surprised me the most throughout this film is the emotional reaction it gave me. An emotional reaction can consist of multiple things for any movie. It can be an awe or it can be an ooh. And I can definitely say I had both of those while watching this movie. There's a scene early on in the movie with the paramedic hostage, before she's a hostage, just out doing her paramedic stuff. And I was so engaged with this scene, it was borderline a short film in its own way. I could have watched a whole movie just about paramedics doing paramedic things. Then there's stuff within the ambulance that hit me emotionally on a whole different level. Now, I'm someone who's had a lot of surgeries in his day, and to see something that's like that in a movie, it's going to make me reel back a bit. And the addition of the R rating made those scenes even more brutal to watch, and I was quite surprised by the reaction that the film gave me. I have to give the film that. I am so surprised that Michael Bay, of all people, had me reacting in ways that was not full of anger. You know, Michael Bay, the guy that gave us Transformer balls.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
In my opinion, I don't really think Michael Bay is an awful director. I believe he's an awful director for Transformers, but I don't think he's an awful director, period. You give him a good script and some good actors, I think he'll definitely make something that's pretty entertaining. And I have to say, Ambulance is a pretty entertaining movie. If you're looking for an action film to watch, I can definitely recommend this. And if you're someone like me who was yesterday all Michael Bay, I have to recommend you at least watch this once and maybe you'll change your mind. If you enjoyed this review, please consider hitting that like button. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Until next time, I'm Quentin Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.